What's up guys, Welcome Customs here, and today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends series Captain America Civil War Iron Man Mark 46. Looks pretty cool looking. Here's the back. Let's open them up. Alright guys, so here is Iron Man out of the box. Now I have to admit this figure looks really, I'm actually surprised at how much I like this figure. We'll get into all the details of that soon. First off, accessories. He does come with the right arm of Ant-Man, Giant Man, so that's really good there if you're going to build him. Of course, Iron Man does come with extra hands. You have the closed fist, of course, and also an open hand with a nice hinge joint on it. And of course, there's a little hole there, so you could put these other accessories, the repulsors. So that's pretty nice. I like that a lot. Sometimes in the past, we used to get this for Toy Biz, but they stopped doing that for a while. And you really could only get these from like Figure Arts or Figma. But now it looks like Hasbro is stepping up again. And you can also put them on the feet, of course, which also is awesome. But getting back to this figure, now I like it a lot. I have to admit, it is actually is a nice looking figure. Of course, it's a brand new suit, it's a brand new armor, so you're gonna have some new things here and there. But it's nothing really different that we usually get from an Iron Man figure. We're pretty much used to it. We have so many now. But one thing why I like this figure so much is the build quality. This figure is so sturdy. I don't know what it is. I think that, for the first time, this figure actually is a little bit more robust looking or bigger, a little more solid. So like you definitely feel it in your hands. The legs feel strong. The body feels stiff and nice. It just feels like an overall really well-built figure, and that's oddly why I like it so much. And I feel like it even shows when you look at this figure. It looks really impressive, intimidating. It's huge, a little bit bigger than we usually get, and yeah, it definitely looks nice. I have to say that. So let's look at it up close. Like I said, it's a new armor, so it's nothing that we're not used to. You're gonna see some different things here and there. The face sculpt or the mask helmet is a little bit different as well, so you can see that. Going down to the rest of the body, some differences here and there. One thing, the arc reactor has a little bit of a circle in there, and half a diamond shape, so that's pretty cool too. Paint app wise, the paint apps are pretty decent. I like this right here where it's red, gold, and silver intertwining. That's pretty good too. But sometimes, it looks like they get lazy and look at the back, there's nothing there. So, a little 50-50, I feel like they did a great job in some parts and just totally, gave up on other ones. It's really based on your preference if you care or not. But going, like, even the legs too, like this part in the middle, I feel like they could have added some more paint. But the outside looks really good, so yeah. You got a little love and hate going on here. But other than that, like I said, it's a really interesting looking armor. I think the bulkiness and the size of it makes it really appealing for this one. Alright, so getting into articulation really quickly, he does have a ball joint head on a hinge. It goes up pretty good, goes down pretty good as well. See right there. Left and right, no problems at all. Getting to the shoulders now, it's a little bit unique because usually on Iron Man figures, these shoulder pads right here are actually a separate piece on top. You clip it on or something, and it kind of moves. These are actually sculpted on, glued on onto the shoulder itself, so they don't move at all. So they do hinder the rotation of the shoulders, which is really unique because you would think that would be a problem, but I find myself not really caring that much. You do get that much movement up to there. It does rotate all the way around, no problem. So that's about it. And I feel like I don't care that much because I like the figure so much. It's kind of weird how that works. He does have a bicep swivel there, and the shoulder pad does not hinder it, so that's pretty good too. Double jointed elbows right there, which is nice. At the wrist, he does have a hinge joint and a swivel. And of course, you could switch out the hand if you want to. Going to the ab joint right here, he does have that diaphragm ball joint movement right there. It doesn't go forward that much, doesn't go back that much. It does rotate left and right because there is no waist swivel, so this is pretty standard for Iron Man right here. But we have seen better movement in other figures though. But it does move, so it's not like it's totally gone. Going down to the hips, it does have T-jointed hips, a little bit hindered from the armor, so it only goes up that much, as you can see right there. Thigh swivel right there. 2 points at the knee, and at the ankle he has a pivot and a hinge. So you can see that this figure is very, very limited when it comes to articulation. The joints are there, it's that there's a lot of sculpting hindering it. Doesn't move around that much. It probably is one of the worst or close to the most limiting Iron Man figures when it comes to articulation. But like I said before, I don't really care because I think this figure looks really good. It has a lot against it, but you know, I don't know, for some reason I'm really opening up to this figure. Size comparison, here is Iron Man with some of the other Iron Man figures. Like I said before, you know, he feels a lot bigger. You might not look it in camera, but when you have him in your hand, you feel the solidness of the figure. It definitely is a good feeling. You know, also is a more updated looking Iron Man figure as well. This one is still my favorite, but there's something about this one that's really making me like it a lot. Here he is compared to this one. You can see the difference in height right there. A little bit bigger, a little wider. You know, the small subtle things. The legs and the hips, if you're very solid. Like I said before, it doesn't have the best articulation. It doesn't move the best. It's very limited. But still is a great figure. I don't know, I can't keep... You know, it's really hard to try to figure out why I like it so much. Maybe it looks more realistic. Maybe that's the thing. Who knows? And here's Iron Man with his buddy War Machine right here. And it's funny, I was talking about how this one is a little bit limited in articulation. I forget how bad this one is right here. So when I compare these two together, this one actually is a little bit better. But you know, maybe he wins in the leg compartment and hips, but that's about it. This figure just does not like to stand. I don't know. You really have to angle it pretty well. And then when you do, it looks kind of weird too. So a little give and take. And for a last size comparison, here is Iron Man with some of the other Marvel figures I have from the movie universe. And you know, I like the size. I definitely think it looks very appropriate. You know, he definitely is. It feels like a more robust armor, if anything. So it should give him a little bit more height as well. Definitely taller than Captain America, which I have no problems with. You know, it's funny because I think this is supposed to be based off the bleeding armor. It does seem to be a little bit more, like I said before, I feel like it looks more realistic, but it does come off a little bit more robust, so that's kind of interesting how this came out. But other than that, here he is next to Thor. Very close in height. Thor is still bigger than him, but that's how it should be overall. And this is a great looking figure. Like I said before, there's something about this figure that is very appealing and eye-catching. Like, I feel like they were going for the bleeding armor look, but making it more realistic looking. This figure does lack a little bit in articulation, but makes up in style, if you want to say that. Definitely has great accessories. Remember, it does come with the repulsor rays. You can put them on both hands if you wanted to, like that. Get a nice stand going, that'd be good too. Of course, you could also put it in his feet, so don't forget about that also. So you get some nice flight poses, and his neck does go up pretty well, so you get him doing that. So it's still a great figure. You know, definitely pick him up if you have a chance to. And maybe once you have him in your hand, you can almost understand why. Maybe you understand why I like this figure so much. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was informative. And that's about it. So like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go to wildandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, get a thumbs up. Peace.